Good morning. How you doing? It's your buddy Uncle Bruce here from another top secret location here in Calgary. I had to change the background. I had to put a new green screen up because too many of you were guessing where we were last time, and I figured, well, I'll change it around a little bit to something you're a little more familiar with, and keep you guessing. Where are they? Where are they? How is it that they're hiding all over that city? It's not that big a place, is it? No, it's not that big place. Welcome to the show today. Great to have you here. We're watching, of course, a whole bunch of neat stuff. I was just thinking about a movie that it kind of popped into my mind here. I don't know why. I just, my brain goes this direction. I was just thinking about how China this morning um, was supposed to release their third quarter financial results, their GDP numbers, the country's import-export activity, and their banking situations, a real estate market, the whole Chinese economy. I don't know if you know this, but generally speaking, the country of China, with 1.3 billion people, whatever that number is, there are quite a few very qualified mathematicians there. They're really good with numbers. And when it comes to the country being able to release their GDP numbers, um, as a country to the rest of the world and to themselves, they're usually pretty reliable with timing. They're usually, not late. However, today, very odd. There's a delay in the third quarter GDP results, and all the economic numbers of China have been uh, have been delayed with no explanation as to why there's a delay. And I was thinking about this, going, Xi Jinping is right now on the cusp of being approved by the Congress of the Communist Party to another so-called 5-year term. They're talking now about well, we're going to make it a 10-year term. Let's not dilly-dally with these 5-year things and just make it a 10-year thing. The oddity is that he's 69 years old, and the rules of the Communist Party say once you're 67, you step aside and the next one is anointed for 5 years. And if they do a good job, they get another 5 years. And then after 10, you're kind of done. It's a two-term thing. Oddly enough, Xi Jinping is just finishing his second term. He's 69 years old and he's going for a 10-year extension. Now, I find that a bit odd. But anyway, so I was thinking about the fact that the group over at the economic department in China, the China, I'm not sure what you call those folks, the finance department, they are coming forward to release the third quarter GDP results, and Xi Jinping is spinning around right now in a fireplace, going from one side to the other side, saying hi to the public, and then he flips back to the other side of the fireplace or whatever, say hi to the Communist Party guy. And he kind of caught in between as the fireplace is spinning, and his face got caught, and he's sort of stuck in the middle right now. And he's saying to the finance department, "Do exactly as I say. Do not deviate one bit from here. Please put the GDP numbers back." And they put the GDP numbers back, and then he gets released, and he's okay now. And that reminded me of a movie that really kind of tickled my footbone, because I think China's a joke as it is, but this makes it even more of a joke. When you don't release your third quarter financials in a country that we all know is imploding financially, internally, I mean, it is exploding everywhere, and they're not releasing the numbers. They must be so good They must be so good that you've got to get everyone to sit down first. I mean, I'm sure Xi Jinping and his finance department team, they're out there going, okay, everybody calm down, sit down now. You're not going to believe these GDP numbers. They're going to be incredible. We're going to blow you away with the numbers. Because it couldn't be bad news, right? I mean, there's no way that there would be bad news coming from the finance department of China talking about how things are imploding internally. The real estate market is imploding and people aren't paying their mortgages because they can't get their keys to their condos, because how can you get a key to a condo if there's a hole in the ground and there's no bulldozers down there building the building in the first place? It's supposed to be 50 stories high. And you want to pay mortgage payments on this thing? Really? You want me to pay mortgage payments on? How many of you do that in your hometown where you live? Yeah, I think we've got some issues here. But maybe it's me, though. Maybe I'm just overreacting. Hector gets it. Young Frankenstein references. Put the candle back. Put the GD report back. Yes, we'll talk about that later. After you anoint me for another 10 years, in effect, making me the dictator of China, then I'll decide because I am the benevolent one. I am the ruler now of all of you. I'll then decide when the right time is for these results to be released, and I'll decide what results will be released at one time. And we have to go over the numbers one more time. I think I'm going to call in those finance guys and say, can we check those slide rules one more time and just double check that we got the numbers just right? We don't want to be, misleading anybody, and certainly not sending anyone to the other direction. Anyway, that's what we want to do here in China. What a wonderful group of people over there. Those leaders at that Communist Party, aren't they the best? I was mentioning in the pre-alert show, if you were in Manchester, England this weekend, if you happen to be walking by the Chinese consulate there, you may have noticed a number of protesters walking along in front of the sidewalk, I guess. A few signs indicating that they were not too thrilled with the continued clampdown of Hong Kong, and how a lot of people in Hong Kong just mysteriously don't show up for work on Monday or Tuesday. They're just, where's Joe? I don't know. When's the last time you saw Joe? I saw Joe Friday night after work. Said I'll see you Monday. Well, what was Joe doing this week? Well, I thought he was going to be at some kind of a poetry reading seminar somewhere about the good old days in Hong Kong, of how you could walk down the street and not be abducted in a unmarked van and taken away for questioning by the secret police as to what kind of poetry you're reading. But I haven't seen Joe. I haven't seen him since Friday night. And then months later, Joe shows up. And where you been? Oh, I went to a conference. I went to some poetry reading interpretive classes in mainland China. Really? Oh, that's interesting. What did you learn? Oh, China's great. China's great. I love China. Oh, they got it going on. They know what they're doing. Anyway, these folks were protesting in Manchester about these clampdowns on freedom in Hong Kong. And I guess some of the staff in the embassy there, the consulate, were trying to encourage those folks to go across the street. And why don't you walk with those signs across the street rather than in front of our building? And they didn't want to do that. And apparently some of these, it was interesting how some people were walking along the sidewalk, and all of a sudden a whole bunch of people walking along the sidewalk just kind of started bumping into these people by accident, and their signs started getting ripped up. And one of the more exuberant sign holders somehow got somehow tripped and fell and ended up inside the gated compound of the consulate. And unfortunately, I think it's a male, he was displaying some very bad behavior because he was apparently moving his head very quickly into the direction of fists that were out there. He was purposely pushing his face into fists to hurt himself or something along those lines. Some people said that he was getting the crap kicked out of him, but others were saying, no. He was throwing himself at the boots and the fists to try to get them, to make impact with him. In any event, some of the UK police officers on duty there stepped in and literally walked in there, which is a no-no. They walked onto Chinese territory and they grabbed this guy and got him the hell out of there because the secret police people there were going to kill him. They were going to get him good or something along those lines. In any event, it's just a disagreement in philosophy and how things are run. And despite the fact that this Manchester located consulate is 8,000 miles away from Hong Kong itself, we still show the world how we do business, and don't mess with us. And so there you go. There's your little happy rant for China today. I love those Chinese people. They're fabulous. Sorry about the 1.3 billion slaves that are imprisoned there, but that's a part of it. Hey, look, we're going to open up in about 40 minutes, 50 minutes or something like that. And I just want you to know, you don't have to worry about upside problems today. It is true though, the Dow is up. We're up 273 on the Dow right now. We got a little bump on S&P, and we got a little bump on Nasdaq. They're up 1.25%. Crude oil's up 12 cents. It was down like 70 cents 15 minutes ago. Now it's up 12. It's really gyrating, but oil is not in demand as much as people had thought it would be, and so we're noticing, not great bull run on oil right now. We're at 85.70. But I wanted to mention a couple of things here. I wanted to talk to you just for like 5 minutes this morning. I was looking at some upgrades and downgrades that were being announced. I just wanted to announce some of the downgrades that are being now brought out by analysts in Wall Street. Here's some companies that have been downgraded. Stifel Securities, they announced that Procter & Gamble, they cut their price target to $139 a share from $149. IBM, 140 down to 140 from 150. Evercore, brokerage firm, Degeneron downgraded to inline. Didn't have a price target. Mitsu, they did a bunch here. Microsoft cut to $320 from $340. Of course, the stock, is nowhere near $320. Have you ever noticed? How they do that? These analysts, they cut prices of stock, although the price of the stock is nowhere near where the analysts are saying it's going to go. Like right now, Microsoft is up $4.43 to $232.99. That's where it's trading at. Mitsu is cut it to $320. So, Microsoft's going to go down to $320 from $340, and it's trading at $233 right now. I'm kind of wondering if Mitsu is a little behind the market right now. Is that their problem? Maybe they're, what they need to do is refresh their computer system because they're on a delay, maybe. Interesting. Cloudflare, I have no idea what they do. 65 down from 85. Ansys, ANSYS, they've been downgraded to 225 from 285. LyondellBasell, 88 from 113 a share. Over at the Dow Chemical Company, $46 down from $82. That's a Dow 30 component. That's Mitsu. Truist, I think it's Truist Securities, a company called 5 to 9. The stock price got 90 from 150, and Integra Life Sciences 46 from 60. So some of these drops are $5 and $10 each, $15, but some of them percentage-wise are a third, 40% drops. This is just in 5 minutes this morning. I didn't have time to write them all down. I was watching how much fun everyone's having in Beijing these days. And so there's more out there. Upgrades and downgrades. You can find downgrades by just going to Google, go to a Google search page and just enter stock downgrades, hit that, and you'll likely get some results, and you'll be able to see them if you care to read this stuff. But many more coming. I'm anticipating what's eventually going to happen here is there's going to be a stock that's going to be downgraded, a particular company. I don't know which one, but a company, one of these mornings before we open up for trading. And it'll come as a surprise to people as to who did the downgrade, or how severe it is and why. And that could create a stampede to the exits for equities for a while. I'm just waiting for that. That's an any day thing. On the other hand, what I think will also create a down dip on the market will be some earnings coming up from some key companies, either pre-market or post at the end of the day, where we're going to get announcements of, so-and-so company fell short of expectations, or it gave a lower than thought estimate, that kind of thing. And that will create a move down in the overall markets. This is only inevitable, and we'll see what happens. Right now we're up 311 on the Dow. We're not getting that this morning. Although, didn't we have this on Friday? Wasn't it Friday morning I was here with you, and we were up nicely Friday morning? We ended up with a 400-point loss on the day. It was something like that. I can't remember for sure, but it is so much fun. I sometimes lose track of just all the fun that's going on out there. We've traded 38,000 GameStop. We're at 25.27. We're up 64 cents at the moment. There's absolutely no volume on this stock at the moment. Okay, now, over the weekend, I read something else that I thought I would share with you today. Very telling. And this is some of what I'm going to tell you is the future. I'm going to talk to you about the future now, the immediate future. Again, this tells me why some of this information I'm going to tell you indicates to me we don't have a bull market going right now. Okay, so here we go. It's all about corporate bonds, and specifically what it really is the corporate bond market, but more like the junk corporate bond market. Between now and the end of the year, so this is what, October 17th. So November 17th, December 17th, and then December 31. What do we got? 2.5 months? $11 billion of high yield bonds are maturing that have to be rolled over into new bonds, because corporations are like governments. They'll borrow money today for a 5-year bond or a 7-year bond, but in 5 years or 7 years from now, they will still owe just as much money on the bonds. If they borrow $500 million today, they'll owe $500 million then. But in the meantime, they'll pay interest on the money every month or every quarter or every 6 months or once a year. They'll pay the interest in cash, and at the end of the term, they'll issue a new bond to roll over the old bond based on whatever the interest rates are then. Well, right now, 11 billion in bonds have to be rolled over between now and the end of the year. And of course, the last week of the year, nothing's going to happen through Christmas, New Year's, nothing. So really 8-9 weeks, all this has to be done. That's number one. Now, in 2023, all of next year, 62 billion has to be rolled over. $62 billion in debt at these rates we're talking about now, much higher rates than a year ago. 2024, 107 billion will need to be rolled over. And this is only talking about the existing debt that corporations have. I'm not talking about raising additional money like the cruise lines. You notice Royal Caribbean will come out and say, we're going to raise $2 billion on a bond offering. $1 billion is to roll over existing bonds, and the other $1 billion is cash into our treasury. We need more money. I'm only talking to you about rollover money. So it's 11 billion now in the next 8-9 weeks, 62 billion next year, and 107 billion the year after that. Now, if you add up all the loans outstanding, because all I talked about were bonds, But if you were to talk about all the loans out there, all the bonds out there, and revolving lines of credit that's out there for corporate America, 1.47 trillion has to be refinanced between now and 5 years from now. 1.47 trillion. And this is also going up in cost. You add 10% to this in interest costs, not that it would happen, but that would be $147 billion in added interest per year. If it's 5% more, it's 75 billion more in expenses. This is huge. There's a huge amount of money having to be paid by corporate America for these lines of credits and bond loans and everything. It's nuts. It's nuts. Okay, third quarter for this year, we just finished the third quarter. Corporations raised $15.7 billion from the bond market. Last year in the third quarter, they raised $85 billion. Guess what they're not doing? They're reluctantly coming to the bond market. They don't want to come to the bond market because it's expensive now. Last year, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5% cheap money. This year, it's much, much more. Last year's average loan or bond offering was 5.1%. That was last year's corporate, and a lot of that's junk bonds. This year, 7.6% was the average in the third quarter. I'll bet you the fourth quarter, it's now pushing 9%. As it is, it's a 50% increase already just in this comparison here. For loans, corporate loans, the interest on corporate loans last year, 4.5% average. This year, 9.4% average, double in interest cost. Last year, 296 billion was taken out in the third quarter. This year, 125 billion at double the price. So corporations are not borrowing money from the bankers. They're not going out with bond issuances. They're trying to keep it as low as humanly possible. And here's a glaring example right here, right now, about what I'm talking about with corporate bonds. Our friends at AMC. You heard of those guys? AMC owns Odeon Theatres. Odeon Theatres is a UK-based brand name, although Canada has had Odeon Theatres for years and years and years. Odeon Theatres just completed a $400 million bond offering to replace a maturing bond offering that's coming up this year or between now and the end of the year. The official yield on the bond is 12.75%. That's the official yield. If you paid $1 for $1 in debt, you would get 12.75% interest from Odeon Theatres. But the bankers, brokers for the company AMC, they couldn't sell the bond for $1 on the dollar. Even with a 12.75% yield, there were no takers. So they discounted the bond, and AMC agreed to a discount. They ended up selling the bond at around 92 cents on the dollar, and it effectively made the yield 15%. So the reality is that AMC owes 12.75% on $400 million of the bonds, but they didn't get $400 million for the bonds. They got $365 million less expenses. They probably got $340 million, and they were probably rolling over $300 million in bonds, and they got $40 million in chump change for some extra money. They're paying 15% on the money to borrow this money. That is what's happened to AMC. A year ago, they could have raised money at 5%. 2 years ago, 4%. All day long. They could have raised for Odeon $2 billion at 4% in 30 minutes. This took over a week, and it's going out at a discount. Now, the bonds in the open market, I'm sure, are trading at an even bigger discount. It's ugly. It's really ugly out there. This is what's going on in corporate America with companies that are not doing well, companies that are doing okay, don't pay as much, even profitable companies. If they don't have enough asset value to really cover the bonds they want to get issued, they're paying a higher yield. It's costing more money to borrow money from banks on a loan basis. Revolving line of credits are getting harder to nail down, and bond yields are rising. And this is all bad news for the stock market. keep coming back to, what does it matter to you and me here? You guys are option writers. Why should you care? You have to care because you have to know what's going on in the big picture. And if the bond market is having this kind of trouble and this kind of pricing, and we've only just started raising rates 6 months ago. It's not like we've been raising rates for 2+ years. And it's not like the Fed funds rate is 8.5% to a banker and the prime rate to you is 11 or 12%. We don't have that. We have a 3 3/4 a Fed funds rate. We're going to like 4.5% on a Fed funds rate. This is historically low. This is what was being paid in the 1960s. These are the old days. This is when America, you want to make America great again? This is what it is. This is 4.5% interest rates is what made America great again back in the 60s. There was no massive layoffs of people with 4.5% Fed funds rates. We didn't have buildings stop halfway up or construction projects get abandoned or anything like that. No, everything continued on. Everything was fine. Inflation was 4, 5, 6%. Bank rate was 4.5%. People paid their bills. Mortgages got issued. Houses got built. Cars got financed. Everything was fine. But today, it's not fine. Not fine at all, because the bond guys and girls have figured something out. They too have seen the future. They got their flux capacitors going, and they've already hit 88 miles an hour. They are already seeing that serious, you know what? They know, oh yeah, it's going to be ugly. It is really going to be ugly. We have so many corporations coming to the market this year, next year, the year after, who are going to have to roll over that cheap debt into new values. Our clients are saying, well, I'll lend these guys money, but I want 12.75% coupons. Why would a pension fund demand 12.5% coupons? It's simple. Inflation is 8.5 to 9%. They're just trying to stay ahead of inflation by a couple of percentage points because they've got retirees that they have to pay more money out to so they can get by. The United States government just gave an 8.5% raise to every senior citizen getting Social Security. Well, the pension fund, the Social Security fund for the United States has to get income. They got to get that kind of income. They'll buy 12.5% bonds with insurance. They're not going to buy AMC bonds, though. No. Across the globe, pension funds and hedge funds and ETFs and all kinds of other funds will buy some of this kind of debt, but they'll really go after the AAA government debt, I should say. But governments aren't going to get money at 1.5% anymore. German government can't borrow money at negative 0.5% anymore. Neither can Switzerland. China can't. Japan can't borrow at negative 0.25%. No, you got to now pay a positive rate of a return for money. Depends on the country, of course, but right now the United Kingdom, they're pushing 4%. They're probably going to push 5% here in the not too distant future. The United States is already pushing 4%. It's going to go to 4.5%, 5% as well. We may see the UK closer to 6%. Germany will likely go to 3%. Italy will go to 6%. And that's still not inflation. This is assuming we can get inflation to come down because, of course, raising rates, you're trying to slow the economy down, get inflation down. If inflation hits 6% and government bonds pay 6 to 7%, then the Fed will get happy. The Fed will go, okay, now we're ahead of inflation, but we can bring inflation down to 5, down to 4. We'll get the Fed funds rate down as well. We'll get inflation to 3, get it to 2. We can get our bank rate down to maybe 3%. But that's it. This so-called Fed funds rate that we're all fretting about, that the whole world is freaking out over, will never go under 3% for the next decade. Because inflation will not go to 1% in the next 2 years. Inflation, you'll be lucky to have it at 4 or 5. But even if you got it to 2, the Fed's fund rate will stay at 3% because it's going to be a hammer holding it down. It's like an anvil holding it down, not letting it come back up again because the Fed is not going to take the eye off the ball. Not a chance. And so corporate America, corporate Canada, corporate UK, corporate Europe, corporate everywhere, we're going to be dealing here with an economy, a slowdown economy, central bankers that are not going to help economies actually expand, which is the opposite of what the folks in the United Kingdom are trying to do right now. The government of the United Kingdom came out with a very pro stimulus growth mini budget a month ago with the new prime minister that has now imploded in 3-4 weeks. Completely imploded, has been completely reversed, and they've taken it all off the table. And guess what's going to happen now in the UK? Spending cuts. The United Kingdom government's now going to pay less money out to certain groups. Everyone's going to get like a pay decrease, which is good for spending in the UK, but bad for the economy because it's going to guarantee the British economy going into a deep recession because people are going to hold on to their dough knowing that they're getting less. I mean, isn't it human nature? If the price of bread goes up 30% and you need to buy so much bread a month to feed the fam, you're not going to go out to the movies on Friday night. You're going to forego going to the movies because that 30, 40 pounds that you're going to spend between the popcorn, the cola, and the tickets, you're going to use that money for your grocery budget for next week or the week after, the next 2 weeks. That's added to your existing grocery budget, which is surging. You've got a contracting economy in the UK in every sector, whether it's public expenditures, going out at night, driving to wherever you want to drive to. You're not going to drive as much. Gasoline is through the roof. You're going to drive less. New car? No way. There's no new car in your future. Not at new higher interest rates costs. Going to upgrade your house to a larger house? Not happening. So we have a recession happening in the UK that will then contagion split go to Ireland. It will contagion spread into Northern Europe. It'll hit France, Denmark, Netherlands. It's going to hit Germany. It's going to hit Spain, Portugal, Italy. I mean, in Spain, it's going to be really felt because there's so much property held in Spain by Brits. The UK folks love to go to Spain for the wintertime. There's a lot of folks who aren't going. They can't afford to carry 2 homes at the same time. They're probably putting their Spanish villa up for sale, or they're renting it this year to bring income in to carry that villa. And any additional money, if there is anything above and beyond the cost of that villa's expenses, if they have mortgages on it or not, that's going to pay for bills back home. And that's what's happening now, and it's going to happen now in the United States of America. Coming right back to my American viewers, the United States of America this year is going to begin to notice that real estate prices not only have they peaked, they are backing off quickly. And a number of Americans who are sitting on 2 properties are going to consolidate to 1. And the second property, the southern property, the cottage in Minnesota, in Wisconsin, wherever, those are up for grabs because you always keep the money into the home front. The home office is where you put your dough. The secondary properties are an appendage you cut off. And so there's going to be a glut of vacation properties put on the market this year and next year by Americans, because when it comes to trying to carry mortgages on both properties, going from 3% average to 7-8% average, we're talking about chopping the block here on assets. So there's going to be SUVs for sale. There's going to be RVs for sale, Ski-Doos and Sea-Doos for sale, quad vehicles for sale, all the toys, all the kayaks, all that, all going to be blown away all this year, all next year. And people are going to cut back. And this is going to affect Dick's Sporting Goods. It's going to affect Cabela's. It's going to affect all these major retailers that sell to the outdoorsy folks, the campers out there, the used camping equipment coming up, the used bicycles and paddles. And I mean, it just is not ending. And it's going to be a glut. And of course, the problem is a lot of this product is imported into the USA by these retailers, and they don't sell used kayaks. Dick's Sporting Goods doesn't sell used kayaks. They sell new ones. Cabela's they sell the new ones, and all the other outfits, they all sell new product, and that's where their margins are. And they're now going to be competing with used product that's 1 year old, 2 years old, 3 years old, 5 years old. It's going to be everywhere. And so, for those any of you out there who are thinking about, having an opportunity to go camping and kayaking and whatnot, you'll be able to buy used canoes, used paddles everywhere, and so you can do it on the cheap, and you'll probably look at it. Most interesting, what's going to happen. All right. Anyway, there it is. Okay, we got to go to a member-only commentary here, unfortunately, so we're going to have to head over there right now and make this work. Listen, thank you guys for being here. For those of you who are lurkers, great to have you. Those of you who are members, love you. We're going to go member-only chat right now to try to keep some trolls out of here, if that's possible. I don't know. We'll see what we can do. There we go. Bing, dan, bing, dong, dong, done. Bing, bang, boom. All right, everybody. Thank you all for popping through and hanging out with us here today. It's nice to see you. Yeah, we're going to see a slowdown in this economy big time. And it's going to affect a whole lot of areas. Anyone needs to borrow money for, furniture or cars, vehicles, real estate, it's going to be bad. It's going to be rough. And that's the slowdown that the Fed is calling on. So you got the central bankers around the world trying to slow down the world economy. And guess what? They're going to do it. They'll be successful. It'll take a little longer than they'd like, but they're going to be successful in doing it. And we're going to have this slowdown take effect into this market. And that's just the way it is. The junk bond market is in trouble. Corporate America is going to be finding it harder and harder to raise cash. Although I will say that going into this slowdown, a lot of corporate America raised money for the last 5 years. They raised a lot of money in the last 5 years. And a number of corporations out there won't be raising money for a couple of years yet because they're in good financial shape. And they're now cutting down on expenses in anticipation of a slowdown. So it's not a deep recession coming to America, but it is going to be a recession coming to America. And then it'll intensify as time goes by. But it'll start light, and we'll take it from there. Can't say the same for other countries, but definitely can see that. For option writers, giddy up. You guys are going to do really well here. If you're writing calls now into November, December, you're on the really right track here. Absolutely the right track. You want to be ahead of this curve, ahead of this market curve. With GameStops, you want to be writing 26s and 27s, and you want to be out there several weeks into November, December. You want to take fat, juicy premiums off the table, keep the money in your account, and dictate when you buy it back at what price. There will be dips coming your way from time to time on all kinds of these stocks, and this will allow you all opportunities to buy back Cisco stock, Pfizer stock, Apple, not stock, but contracts on Apple and Tesla and everybody else out there who's going to really get the odd dip, really wave of dips here. This is going to be good stuff. I see Amazon and Tesla going lower, Apple, probably GameStop, watching for pullbacks on Pfizer, Boeing, Cisco, Home Depot, IBM, Microsoft, Goldman, Google, all of them. I'm not looking for them to crash. Like, I'm not looking for the market to, have Apple have a $20 a day drop in its price for 3 days in a row. No, nothing like that. But a slow but steady slip, and there will come times where you will look at your contracts and go, well, I wrote them for this much. I can buy them back now for 30 cents on the dollar, 35 cents on the dollar, maybe less, maybe a little more. And I can now move into calls that are, again, 6-8 weeks out ahead of the current market for a fatter, juicier premium. I'm taking this. So you might be holding contracts for 2 weeks that have 6-8 weeks to live. So you write them for 6-8 weeks out, but 2 to 3 weeks into holding them, you're buying them back already and rewriting. You're now taking chunks, big multiple dollar chunks of money off the table every time you do it. And instead of trying to say, write a call for this Friday and make a quick 50 cents or 30 cents or whatever it is, you're going to take big dollar chunks off the top and give very little of that back, and keep massive amounts of cash in your account. Yeah, there will be deals coming up, Bargoons. We'll be talking about those. We'll deal with those. We'll go after those. Absolutely. But at the moment, I really want you in a nice, strong cash position going into this in this environment. And right now, it's earnings season. It's the second week. Well, this is really the first full week of earnings season. We had one day yesterday, like Friday. This is the first full week of earnings for the next 3-4 weeks. And we know we have a lot to watch and follow, and the market will react accordingly. Cheers to all of you. Stink bids save lives. Those of you who are trying to buy calls back, put in really cheap bids at odd numbers. Stink offers make you nothing but money. So anything you're trying to write, you want to put out there at a real nice, juicy, ridiculous price, and see if you get it. Sometimes you get lucky; you're the only seller, and you get taken out. Sometimes you're the only buyer, and you get hit. You just never know with stink offers and stink bids, but they can make you a ton of dough. And congratulations, all of you! All right. Nick is saying, Uncle Bruce, I dumped the Tesla long that I bought on Friday and shorted it promptly at 210. This is what I've done. Interesting stuff. Tesla, I'm showing it at 210.12 right now. It's up 5.13 this morning. See how this works out. Let's see what else is going on. Nazareth, if market makers are trying to take money from retail, how are they doing it with a pre-market melt up? Is this shorts covering right now? Is just normal upside after being oversold? Can't wait to see. Could be both. Yeah, could be a combination of the two here. We'll see what's going on. Constantine, Uncle Bruce, should we buy back for 15% profit and write again? I'm not so sure. I think you want to let the market tell us in the first hour what's going on. Kind of want to figure this out. If we're going to have a little dead cat bounce to open the market today, and after an hour or so of trading, we run out of buy momentum and it starts to turn the other direction, we could be down 600 points by noon today. We could be down 800 at the end of the day. We could be flat. So Constantine, let's just see how this market wants to react for us, and we'll figure it out. Yeah. Good stuff. Zed Estate, thank you for the 107th thumbs up from your end. I appreciate that. Matthew, thank you. Lorraine, thank you for being number 110. I appreciate this, everybody. Keep it coming in. What else is going on here? Boo, I understand, Boo, what you're saying here with respect to the fixed mortgages and stuff. I get it. A lot of folks have fixed mortgages, but fixed mortgages come due. Sooner or later they come up, and you want to move your house, you want to sell and get into something else. Untransferable mortgage now kicks in. You can't transfer it to someone else. They have to get their own mortgage. And this is where you might be locked into a house longer than you want to be, or very uncomfortably locked in. So now you're forced to be a landlord for a while, because cash flow is cash flow. You have to move. So you're a renter in the town you're going to, and you're a renter for your house that you left. And you don't want either of those scenarios, but that's the scenario we're in. And what you can get for your house and rent is not what you have to pay where you're going. Maybe you might be upside down on that, plus the maintenance of the house, plus the insurance, plus the taxes. There's issues here. It's not always all that happy a time. Aurora, thank you. 128. Thank you for the thumbs up on that one. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this reacts. I am convinced, though, that real estate is going to decline, depending on where it is. Now, in Florida, we got a scenario here that parts of Florida, there's been complete destruction of housing, and so there's going to be a boom in rebuilding and all of that. But there's also possibly going to be shortages here and there in certain areas of Florida for a while because, again, of damage. That's going to upset the apple cart for a while, but that's a regional thing, not a national thing. And bottom line is, there is no interest rate deduction and discount just because your house got destroyed. If you need a home to be rebuilt and insurance covers 200,000 of a $400,000 bill or whatever the dispute is with your insurance company, you may have a scenario where you're building a nicer house than you had, more reinforcement and so on, and it might be $200,000 more valuable than the house you lost. You got to borrow that money and whatever other money, and that's higher expenses than what you're used to. We've got that issue too. It's not simple, is it? Nick, Uncle Bruce, BP buying LFG. I have shorted LFG on Christina's recommendation. What is your take on this deal? I have no opinion on this deal. I have no idea about it. I don't know the details, and I'm not going to know the details. Not my purview. You're on your own. I hope you're okay with it, but I can't be your go-to guy for every deal you're following. Can only follow what I'm following here. But takeovers are takeovers. They happen. They're part of corporate life, and for whatever reason, one company views another one as an attractive takeover. They make the move. Sometimes it works out, like this deal is probably going to work out, and sometimes it doesn't work out so well, like Musk taking over Twitter. That didn't work out, and that's still they're still trying to close that nonsense. So yeah, these takeover things, I just don't go there. Let's go. Yeah. Here's it. This is true. DQ is saying to Boo, even with a fixed mortgage, if the equity falls below 20% during a falling home value, due to a falling home value, the homeowner can face a PMI or money demands from the bank, basically a mortgage margin call. And that's true. That can happen as well because caveats are broken. If real estate drops, so far, caveats are now off the table. You're in breach of your mortgage agreement. And all of a sudden cash calls can come in, and that can force people to have to sell. It's not good. We'll see just what kind of real estate correction we do get, but we have seen doozies in our lifetime. I've seen doozy real estate corrections in my adult lifetime since the 70s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. I remember here in Alberta, where I am, we had a real estate correction here that happened in 1981, 82. This was just after oil prices had reached record highs on the world markets. And then the federal government of Canada decided to, for the betterment of the country, decided to create its own national oil and gas company by buying up several private companies. And then the government of Canada made rules to make it so difficult for foreign companies to really make a profit up here. And it was biased towards Canadian companies that could make a profit being Canadian based. It resulted in a massive exodus of American and other foreign companies to walk out of Canada completely. It also indirectly destroyed parts of industrial Canada because other corporations are going, well, if they can do this, the government of Canada can do this to the oil patch, what could they do to our company that produces leather purses or produces shoes or produces other goods? We're going to walk too. And so to the friendly America, they went to friendly America, where American Congress and whatnot saying we're open for business. We're not here to be biased against foreign countries. Or they went to Mexico, where Mexico said, why don't you come down here and produce what you want to produce at really cheap prices? The oil and gas companies, they couldn't just walk away from Canada as easily. They would sell their properties off at a discount to the remaining players here, and then they would walk, and many never came back or brought back a skeletal staff or kept a skeletal staff. And Alberta had instantaneously a full-blown depression going on here. And within 90 days, real estate prices in Alberta were down by 40%, and ultimately were down by over 60% for years. And there were people literally going to their bank after a year or two. They got laid off. The husband got laid off. The wife got laid off. Each were working for minimum wage jobs. They had 2 kids. They weren't getting federal benefits all that much. They couldn't hold their houses. So they started selling their cars. They started selling their new car to get a used car. They sold a 3-year-old used car to get a 7-year-old used car. Went from 3 cars to 1 car. I mean, it's just a back and back and back. And then the yard sales everywhere. The problem is that all around, everyone else was having yard sales. There were no buyers. There were just sellers. And same with real estate. There were subdivisions under construction, and all these other houses were up for sale, forced sales. And it got to the point after so long a time frame that people realized that even if they made their mortgage payments, they were paying a mortgage on a house that they bought for $300,000 that was now worth $150,000, and they owed $220,000 on it, and they were upside down by $70,000. So the next $70,000 you pay off will only let you break even. Well, people walked away. Bankers were calling for the equity, and they were going, we don't have the equity. We don't have, we're earning $8 an hour each right now. We can barely pay the utilities. And so they would walk from the house and literally just go to the bank manager, give him the keys to the house and say, here's the keys to the house. It's yours. Good luck with it. I can't make payments on it. And people were declaring bankruptcy left, right, and center, just walking away. And that was 82, 83, 84 in this province. It was devastating. So yeah, interest rates can also do it. Interest rate rising with real estate dropping creates this inequity of, this massive equity loss. And now we've got all kinds of problems. So what can I say? Matthew, thank you for joining up here today. I suspect Matthew is rejoining again, and I'm glad to have you back, my friend. I love the renewals. I had to join. Been watching over since GameStop Squeeze, the best channel for real advice. Oh, Brett and Matthew's brand new. Thank you, Matthew, joining us at the Chillin' with Uncle Bruce level. Nice to have you here. Those of you who are following Matthew's lead, thank you. If any of you want to become a Gold Bagel member and get 24 additional benefits for being a member, you can always upgrade to that level anytime you want. Love to have you there as well. Thank you all. What else? Nick, okay, I will cover LPD once I get an opportunity for scalping 1 or 2 or 10. And Nick, you're on your own on this one. I can't tell you what to do on that. DQ, so I've been landlording for over 20 years. The only thing that I wish I did was buy more. Right on, boo. Credit. Good morning, Uncle Bruce and fellow Bagel Familia. What's going on today? Poor kids of mine are sick, so I have not done any recon. Bear market, is it over? I don't think so. I don't think the bear market's over. Good day. Let's see what else going on here. Zed, there is no lamp. There never was. Nick, DQ, I am up 140 on my LFG short. Coffee money. Take it and run. There you go. Let's see. Credit Savage, DQ. Thank you, my friend. I watched that Steelers game yesterday and loved watching Brady's heart shatter. Dave, the Mac guy, just got here. Did we talk about the chip issue in China that the U.S. Biden has caused? Time to short this. The United States is, concerned about technology obviously leaking from American companies illegally, and also having that buildup over the military buildup getting out of hand. It might be too late to shut the door on that, but I didn't talk about the chip issues, but it's been in the news a lot lately, and it's just not. It's adding, unfortunately, to the tension out there. DQ, Nick, I dump it for now. I don't think it's an unbalanced run here. Where's the lamp? There's no lamp. Matthew Poteet, MP, became a YouTube member. Another one. We have Matthew here. Welcome to the Chillin' with Uncle Bruce level. Thank you, my friend. And I'm the returning Matthew. Right on, returning Matthew. Nice to have you back, buddy. I'm glad to see you. Thank you, my friend. Way to go. Credit Savage. Oh, yeah, look at all the cute green. Interesting. Z says he's going to make China great again. Anyone going to tell him? Time for covered calls. Yeah. Yeah, that line doesn't work too well, but what are you going to do? Okay, we're up 396 on the Dow with 6 minutes to go. We're up 60 on S&P. We're up 230 on NASDAQ. It's a 2% gain on NASDAQ. 1.7 on S&P. Dow is up 400, up 1.35. Remember, on Friday, the Dow dropped, I believe it was 403 points. So the Friday losses are only being reflected here. And remember, over the weekend, nobody wanted to hold stock. So, people are just repositioning themselves, getting in again. How long will they want to be in here is the question, as we get a lot of other stuff going on. We'll let you know. At DQ, the Credit Savage, yeah, the Steelers definitely stole the win there. Jen was very happy. Yep, Tesla is tanking, says Nick. And Credit Savage, the Bucks stole defeat from the jaws of victory. Well, there you go. It is what it is. Tesla right now, 409.82. If let me double check that. 409.91 on Tesla. Down a little bit, but still up on the day. We're about to open here in 5 minutes. Welcome one and all to the channel and to the new week we have in front of us here. Hopefully you'll have a very good week this week. This little strength coming on right now, perfect. You option writers, some of you out there are going to be able to get some premiums that you were trying to get on Friday that you couldn't get, or Thursday. This is your chance. I'm showing GameStop right now, $25.67, up $1.04. So maybe you can write 26s or 27s and bring in some nice dough. We'll see what gives. And what else is going on here? Yeah, Tesla 209, of course. What else is going on? Not too much else. We're just watching the Bank of England trying to calm people down to not have a full-blown panic attack for pension funds and bonds in the UK. That's a tall order. The pundits are guessing how long the new prime minister will last in power before she's kicked out. There's that going on. So this is not boding well for tremendous confidence in the UK markets. By the way, we have 140 thumbs up so far this morning. Thank you, everybody, for that. I appreciate the 140 thumbs up. So if you're able to hit that thumbs up button for us and get us closer to 200, it would be much appreciated. Thank you, all of you who are able to hit that thumbs up button for us every time I ask. You guys are the best. I love you for it. Let's take a look. What else is happening here? Double checking here. We got Rocket Lab up 9 cents. SoFi is up 13.5. GameStop up $1.07. We've got Matterport up 12 and 23andMe up a nickel. I don't have anything on Spire. I'm up 2 cents. I see 2 cents gain on ATIP. SmartRent up 5. 6 shares up 4. Apple up 272. Goldman up 790. Cisco up 79. Tesla up 520 to 210.20. Arc Innovations up 136. Microsoft up 678. Bed Bath Beyond up a penny. Not much happening there. Pfizer up 32. HP up 38. Carvana up 73. Twitter up a penny. Google up 219 and Amazon up $3.15. Slight gains here and there, but it is green. There's no doubt about that. The question is, how powerful is this buy wave and how far can it move this market? 144 thumbs ups. 4 have just come in. Thank you, everybody. Keep those thumbs ups coming on board if you can. Do appreciate it. 322 of you are here. We have 144 thumbs ups. Thank you all for getting us up to 200 as soon as possible. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. All right. We're opening in 2 minutes. Getting ready to fire this baby up. We'll see if we can hit 88 miles an hour first thing this morning. Keep an eye on all kinds of financial info today. We have a lot to follow here this morning. Welcome one, welcome all to the party. Remember, stink bids save lives. It's as simple as that. Thank you for those of you who've gone to Redbubble and you're picking up these T-shirts and these mugs. It's appreciated. We do get a royalty on every one that you order, and Redbubble handles the whole order. You can find the Redbubble link down below in the description, or probably up here on my homepage, right at the top, with a little Redbubble logo. You just hit that, you'll find all the items for both of my channels available. And thank you all for supporting us. We appreciate it. Assuming SoFi is a good day, would you write here on an upswing knowing that earnings are expected, or wait? I wouldn't write until after earnings, no matter what it does. Yeah, I wouldn't write on SoFi right now at all. We're so close to earnings, 2 weeks away, and we could very well have a very strong earnings number this quarter. So I wouldn't mess with it. Larry Titus is here, the man himself, and not Larry Titus. Where's Waldo is here. Welcome. The bells have rung, and all of you, thank you so much for being with me again today. Welcome to the party, kids. Well, let's see what this market can bring all of us. Fun and merriment and profits. We'll find out. All right, let's see what gives with this market, and find out what we have going here. First thing Monday. CNBC is stating that Xi warns against foreign interference in Taiwan, says China will never promise to renounce force. I'm looking to do cover calls on Apple since they moved operations to Taiwan from China. They have not moved operations away from China. 90% of Apple's production is still in China. They've done some moves towards India, and they're expanding India. As a matter of fact, Foxconn is building factories in India, but it has not been moved to Hong Kong. That is incorrect. I am back, baby, says Lair. Right on, buddy. Nice going. I plan on writing on SoFi right after the earnings and DQ. There he is. Larry is here. Yay. I'm a big fan of fun and merriment, by the way, Bruce. I'm into that. Way to go. Zed Estate, welcome, Larry. Welcome back, my friend. I got the Dow up 527 here. I've got Amazon up $4. JR is going, Larry. We got Tesla up 679 to 211. Apple up 279 to 141. GameStop up $1.04 to 25.67. SoFi is up 8.5 cents now to it's now up 7 cents, 488. Hewlett Packard, HPQ up 70 to 26.14. Rocket Lab up 14 cents to 409. AMC is up 15 cents. Ape up 4.9, so that's a 20-cent gain there. Moderna down 15 cents to 133.85. We've got ME up 6. Matterport up 17. ATIP up 4, SmartRent unchanged, Spire up 7, Cyxtera up 4. Bed Bath Beyond is up 6, Pfizer up 46 cents, Boeing up 328, Cisco up 112, Home Depot up 366, Carvana up 69 cents, Robinhood up 42, Vanik up 569, IBM up 157, Microsoft up 863, and Goldman up 945, Google up 314, Meta up 424. What else? Royal Caribbean up 124 to 45.85. Costco up 8.40. Walmart up 87. Nvidia up $5. Disney up a couple of bucks. American Airlines up 33 cents to 13.44. Netflix up $7 at the moment. So it's a positive gain. It should be, with 500 plus points on the Dow. These stocks should all be green. The question is, what kind of staying power are we looking at here? As people are repositioning themselves into the market this morning after getting out Thursday and Friday. Now let's see what this market really has to it. We'll give this a bit of time. 25.45, I think, on GameStop, up 82. Looks like the high of the day has been 25.75 and the low 25.24. So it's a 50-cent range on GameStop so far. 25.45 last trade now over there. The Dow up 564, S&P up 80, NASDAQ up 277. All right, and oil up 76 cents. That's all it's doing at this moment. And then James Burnaby Fishing says it also was reported that China stated their current lockdowns have been good for their economy. A lot to read into there. Yes, it's been wonderful in cities like Shanghai, where 25 million people were shut in for a month. Pets were seized and euthanized. People were not allowed to leave stores, were not allowed to leave workplaces when the lockdown happened for a month. Oh, that must have been just great for China. Just unbelievable. Did it cure the virus? No. Is the virus still in China? Yeah. Yeah, here we go. Anyway, we'll see what it gives. DH, 150 thumbs ups. Thank you. Beach Boy, DQ, just burned that fake Larry costume right there. DQ, it's made of asbestos, so it won't burn, but it's safe to wear, right? I love inhaling the smell of asbestos first thing in the morning. There's nothing like it. You got to love that. Welcome all to the channel today, to another day of fun in the markets. Let's see what happens here. We've got, let's take a peek at our early stats right now. 564 gain on the Dow, and we're up 81 on S&P and 288 on NASDAQ. On the interest rate front, we got the 10-year in the U.S. off to 3.93, so it's just under 4%. Germany is at 2.2, Spain 3.4, Italy 4.6, UK 3.96. So just over there. And then on currencies, the euro is up to 97.85. That's an improvement. It's still under par. The pound 113.40, up 1.5 cents, but the yen 148.75. The yen is still falling dramatically against the US dollar. The Bank of Japan stepped in 3 weeks ago to try to stop the fall, and they bought up a bunch of Bank of Japanese bonds, Bank of Japan bonds. They got the yen to 141 for like 10 minutes. Then it settled in around 142, 143. It's now down to 148. It takes 148 yen to get a dollar. This is headed to 150. They say, whoever they are, is what they're saying. We'll watch for that. All European markets are higher this morning, 1 to 1.5 to 2%. So they're all positive. We've got the U.S. markets up over 2% each. The Dow 2.1% higher, S&P 2.56, NASDAQ 2.8. Oil is up $1.10 to 86.71 at the moment. Up 25.70 on GameStop. Gain of about $1 or so. Let's take a look at some other stuff here. Here we go. Tesla 213.71, up 872. If you've written Tesla calls, you do nothing. You do absolutely nothing, and let them slowly leak out all their time value. And if there's a book value being replaced on your calls, let it happen. But I know a lot of you have written 220s, 225s, 230s, and you're still out of the money. And this is hardly a phenomenal strong opening. Sure, it's up $8-9, but this isn't $25 higher. This isn't like a real let's go run here at all. This is being dragged along with the market. So we'll see how that ultimately plays out as the time goes by. We are now 8 minutes into the opening, and we'll see if this can last beyond the first hour. At this point, the Dow is up 624, so it is getting a boost today. But what kind of volume is what the question is here? How strong a boost is it? On GameStop at 25.71, up 108. The volume is now at 269,000. So if we round it up to 270,000 shares, we have 67,000 shares pre-market trading hands on GameStop. This is incredibly weak. 80-cent gain, yeah, but that's not going anywhere. Anyway, that's me, my personal comment on it. Rocket Lab is up 19 cents. We've got SoFi up 14.5 to 495.5. So a little move there. Matterport is up 21 cents. ME up 10. Spire is up a nickel here to 113. ATIP is up 6 cents to 106. Smart Rent down 2. Cyxtera up 2.9 cents. Very quiet. Apple up 338. Goldman up 849. Cisco up 112. Tesla up 859. Arc Innovation up 188. Microsoft up 844. Little bounce off the lows there. Bed Bath Beyond up 4.5 cents. Pfizer up 57. HBQ, it's up 74 cents. Nice to see that. Nice to see HBQ up a little bit. Those of you who have deep in the money calls on HBQ, you don't mind the shares going up a little bit here because it's always easy to roll your contracts if necessary. But as long as you're deep in the money calls, go deeper in the money, the better. So that's good to see. Carvana is up 84. Twitter up a penny. Alphabet, Google up 406. Amazon up 475. So generally an up day so far for the markets, with the Dow right now ahead 631 points at the moment, 2.24% right now. All righty. Got Tesla 214 here. All righty. Okay, everybody. Welcome all to the show and to the party. Nice to see you all here. Let's see here. Let's go. Everyone's saying hi to Larry. Larry's saying thanks, everybody. JJ, I got a stink offer here. GameStop, December 2022, $25 covered call. Trying to sell to open one at $5.50 for December this year. Is that even in the realm of possibility? I don't think so. I could be wrong. Am I wrong? Hey, if you can get a nice price, you grab it, right? December 25. So let's take a look at this. December. $25 call. Of course, I don't know which one you're trying to write. What date? But 435, 470 for the December 16s. Maybe a shot. A stock's gonna have to move a little further for you though, for that to happen. That's and your stink offer is at a round number, 550. I wouldn't go with that. I would go with 540 or 545. I'd go under that 550 number. That's too nice a round number. Too many sellers are going to be waiting for you there. But if it's a December 16, I'm showing a 435, 470 market right now. So, a $1 move, $1 move on the stock, you might get it. But if the stock doesn't jump another dollar from here, you may not. But hey, put it out there. Even leave it at 550 if you want. But I mean, if you shift it, why not? 551 or 555? No, that's you're trying to offer it. You're trying to sell it, not buy it. If you're buying it, you'd put a 1 penny higher bid than the bid out there. But on the stink offer, it's below the round number, not above it. So that's the way I do it, Gaetti. Yeah, 445. You can't go 449. You can't go pennies. I don't think you can. But you can certainly go nickels. So 445, 440, something like that would be my inclination. I'd be leaning that direction. 658 gain on the Dow Jones at the moment, near the high of the day here. Got Amazon up 488 to 111.78. We got Tesla up 860 to 213. Apple up 387 to 142.25. Good day to write Apple contracts. Nice little pop here. You might be able to write 145s for a nice increased premium that you could not have had on Friday. Why not? Anyway, they go. Misheard that. Yeah. Okay. Nick, I wrote 95 contracts for GameStop. I wrote 26.25s for December 16th for 435. There's some money coming in right there. Yes, sir. 40 odd $1,000 coming in the front door right there of cash for a contract that is out of the money. You got to love that. It's all-time premium. Nice going, Nick. Constantine, 95. Holy smokes, Nick. 95 contracts. Smile. Saint Esteban. Hey Nick, I got one of those too. Right on, right on, right one, right 95. It doesn't matter. It's the same trade. We got the market up 657 right now on the Dow Jones, up 97 on S&P. We're up 335 odd. Nasdaq's up 3.25%. S&P up 2.7. The Dow up 2.19 right now. 25.60 last trade on GameStop shares, up 95 odd cents, 97 cents. The high today, 25.75. There you go. Nice going. Yeah, I mean, if you can get 545 for those contracts, JJ, that would be great. You're trying to get 25s written here. The stock though is 25.58. So you're 58 cents in the money. You need to be probably $1 more in the money, and you'll probably get that price. But if you want to write 26s for December, you won't get as much, but you're out of the money a little bit. So you'll get more. You have a higher strike on it. You can play that game too. Up to you, sir. You're not going to get the 550 though, or 540 if you write up 26. Not at the moment, anyway. Matthew, I am waiting to level 2 option approval from TD Ameritrade so I can do poor man cover call spreads and naked calls. Right on. Nick, hopefully it is a ka-ching move. Hopefully it's a ka-ching move. Right on, buddy. 25.38 now on GameStop. The low today, 25.24. So we're kind of in that, near the middle zone-ish. There you go. All right. 25.40 to 25.49 on GameStop right now. Okay, a 600-point gain on the Dow. A little pullback here at the moment. Good morning, everyone from Olivia. I am number 166. Thank you, Olivia, for being here and joining us and throwing a thumbs up our way. 166 are in. We need 34 more to make it to 200. Can you help me out, please? Anyone watching, hit the thumbs up button for us. Those of you on rerun, I know I can count on you guys. You always hit the rerun. You always hit the thumbs up on rerun. And I do appreciate that. It's stunning how many thumbs ups come in after the show is over. I thank you all. But we love to hit 200 during the live telecast. We got 168 here now. We're approaching 170. So 32 away from 200. Thank you all for coming through for us, as you always do. There's 172 now, 28 left to get, and we've got 200 thumbs ups. Thank you, everybody. Welcome to the party, kids. DQ, good morning. Constantine, I'm 167. Olivia, hey, DQ, how you doing, buddy? Everyone's saying hi to everybody else. Become a member of this channel and talk to some of the finest YouTubers out there, the family members of this channel. These are all members here. They have their name highlighted in green. They have a little logo behind their name. That makes them members of this channel. There are 2 levels. The regular level of membership, $9.99 a month, approximately US. That's the Chillin' with Uncle Bruce member. It gets you a comment here. If you go up to the Gold Bagel member level, that's this one here. That's $25 a month, approximately. You will get 26 additional features per month for that added $15 membership. You get the pre-alert trading show before this show every morning. That's 5 days a week. And Wednesday in the evening, 8 o'clock, prime time with Uncle Bruce, live with me, just for Gold Bagel members only. And it is a very popular show amongst Gold Bagel members. It is the aftermarket hours. It's a wide open topic show, and people compare notes on their option writing strategies and what they're following. I put in my 2 bits worth of advisory work into there, and it goes over really, really well. It's a fast show. It goes by so quickly in an hour. You cannot believe how fast it goes by. And thank you, all of you who have become Gold Bagel members. We are now at the highest level in months on Gold Bagel members. That's, I think, because the markets are perfectly made for you to be an option writer right now. You do not have to fear upside like we're seeing today. This market isn't going anywhere. Sure, it's up 595. Okay, great. we're off 5,000 points or more from the highs, if not more than that. I think we're off 7,000. The high 37,000 almost to 36,950. We're at 30,200. We've lost 20% plus. We're not going back there anytime soon. So this is a bear market. Option writers make money in bear markets. They make money in flat markets, and they also make money when markets go higher. So being an option writer just covers every aspect of this market. It's a conservative strategy that you can learn by hanging out with us. Becoming a member of this channel is one way to getting into this group of people here, to talk to them during live shows here. Also, you can check out my website for my classes and how to become an option writer, whether it's just an occasional contract you're going to write once in a while, whether you want to get into it a little more actively, whether you want to write contracts against stocks or ETFs you have, or whether you want to write options against deep in the money call options you have. Those are poor man covered calls. I have classes on how to do all this. And there are 13 classes available at the moment on my website showing you how to become an option writer. Take a gander at my website and see for yourself whether or not this can work for you. Here's the website address here, Bruce, stockmarketswithbruce.ca here in Canada. And if you head over to the homepage, you will come across my homepage right here, stockmarketswithbruce.ca. Go over here to the tab that says classes and start scrolling down this page right here. And there you'll notice class number, lesson 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on. Each class, you can take one at a time. You can watch them whenever you want, as many times as you want. These classes will run you $100 a class, cheap at twice the price, and for $1,300, if you watch all of them, you'll get a handle on how option writing works. You'll figure out what these folks are saying here on this commentary. It'll all make sense to you. You'll go, oh, that's what they mean. No, that's what they're talking about. You're gonna become a smarty. Join the Nazi party. Become a smarty and join the Nazi party. Isn't that what Mel Brooks says? Become a smarty and join the options party. Those of you who want to quit your day jobs because you aren't satisfied making a couple $100 here and there writing some options. You want to write 5 or 10 at a time on different stocks you have. You want to bring the kind of money in that will allow you to get rid of a car loan in a hurry, get rid of credit card debt you're carrying, eliminate all your debts, student loans, or just IOUs to family, friends, and relatives who've helped you out during COVID. Mom and dad who've been there for you through thick and thin. There are folks here who are writing so many options now that in the last 6 months, I have had dozens and dozens of viewers who have quit their day jobs. They don't work for anybody anymore. They only write options, and they live off of that quite nicely, and they're still growing their income. And this is the thing that those of you who don't write options, you don't know this. You can't know. How could you know? No broker's going to tell you this information because you don't have stockbrokers out there anymore working in your best interest. Bottom line is, by doing poor man cover call raw option writing strategies, you can quickly build your portfolio of deep in the money call options and write more and more stock options every month on top of what you've been doing. And this brings your income level up rapidly. And you will quickly get to the point where you're making more money than at work. Then you're going to get to the point where you're making double what you're making at work. And you're going to go, at this level, I'm walking. If I can make double what I make from my job, I'm walking from the job. I don't want to just break even. I want to get ahead of it. I want some cushion here. And that's what happens. And folks are doing it. And then adding to that, there is no end to it. You can really add to this. There are folks here writing 100 contracts at a time on some of their favorite stock positions. Others are writing 10 contracts on these, on these, on these, and on these. And they're writing 40, 50 contracts a week, bringing in $3, $4, $5, $6 a contract. In case of Tesla, they're bringing in 12, 15, 18, $20 a contract per contract. That's a $20 contract is $2,000 to you per contract write 10 of those every 2 weeks, 40 grand a month of cash flow coming through your account. This is a life changer. You want to get into that league, you better start with lesson number 1 and then lesson number 2 and 3. Start writing your first option, your second, your third, and build it up. Can be done, is being done right here on this channel with my viewers.
Right now. Right.
Become a member of this channel and check the classes. And if you want to have a get together with me privately to talk to me about the account you have, the kind of account you want it to be, how to get there, the best option strategy for you in the situation you're in, then let me know. Send me a private email right here at brucefrommert@hotmail.com. There's my email address. All these links are down below, by the way. You should see them in the description down below. Just have to expand the thing out. Send me an email. Say, Bruce, you said I could have a one-on-one with you. I'd like to do that this Sunday. I do them Sundays, 10 in the morning Eastern, noon Eastern, and 2 in the afternoon Eastern. 3 slots per week are available on my coveted day off. And it'll run you $400 for the hour, but I can tell you, you'll get your $400 out of me. No problem at all. You'll do just fine. You'll get more than $400 out. Jen, what do you think?
Well, you call it your day off because you don't watch football like I do.
See, Jen is working on Sundays. She's watching her beloved Steelers and the rest of the NFL to put the hex on the other team. So Jen is a hard worker on Sundays. I, on the other hand, hide in this little room over here and talk to viewers for 3 hours and leave Jen alone. Just leave Jen alone. Don't mess with Jen on Sundays or Sunday nights or Monday nights or Thursday nights. Don't mess with Jen when NFL is on, and you'll be just fine.
If you live in Pittsburgh, you're a happy camper.
DQ's a happy camper
And
today.
if you're part of that worldwide Steelers nation.
America's team.
The world's team.
The world's
The
team.
world's team. We travel well.
They do travel well. There you have it. DQ, keep up the good Sunday work. Jen says DQ.
That's right. That's right.
So she was waving at you. Were you in the
was.
stands? She saw you. She saw you.
He always waves back.
He always waves back. DQ, we travel well, says DQ. There you go.
Yeah. It was such a great game.
That was a good time.
Just from the very beginning, it was a great game.
DQ says, Uncle Bruce, let Auntie Jen know that they weren't booing Mitch at the stadium yesterday for once.
Yeah, right? Yeah, exactly.
She knows exactly what you're talking about. I do not know what this means. She knows exactly what that means. There you go.
Yeah.
DQ says, I was there. I was the guy in black and gold. She saw
Yeah,
me.
I saw you
She saw
in the black with the towel. Yeah, I saw you.
She saw you. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, there's DQ.
There it is.
There is DQ. Right there. See? Easy peasy.
And last night, Philly is still undefeated.
Yeah, 6-0 Philadelphia.
It was a good game.
6-0. Yeah. Very
And the Bills
interesting.
against the Chiefs. That was a good
Yeah, there you go.
game. Yeah,
Who's playing tonight? Do you know?
not a clue.
Not a clue. Who's
Guys
playing?
who didn't play yesterday.
Who already played yesterday is playing tonight. Steelers are playing next
Oh,
Sunday.
if
night.
I think about it, I could tell you.
Steelers are in Miami next Sunday.
Yes.
Sunday night football. So
Yes.
see, that team travels well on the TV schedule too. See,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, and then we have like a Sunday night, and the next week is a Monday night. We have our bye in there somewhere.
Mm.
We were on 6. Yeah.
Are they in London this year? Steelers? No. Well, every team goes every third year, maybe fourth year.
Oh,
It's not rotation, obviously.
and I don't think it's every team.
No.
I don't think so. The
Has it-
Jaguars go a lot.
I wonder
Bucks got
what
it.
team has never been to London.
Possibly like the Patriots or something like that.
Yeah, has there been a team
Cowboys.
that's
I
never
don't know if
been?
the Cowboys have ever gone.
I don't know either. Yeah.
Yeah, no, all the teams don't.
Not all the teams, yeah. Coyote is saying they were saying boo earns.
Words. That's what they do in Simpsons.
DQ saying
Boo-earns.
Broncos at Chargers tonight.
There
SoFi
you go.
Stadium, right?
Broncos at Chargers.
Playing at the SoFi
Which is-
Stadium tonight. There you go. SoFi's up 11 cents, so 492.8.
And it's these people who live, us poor people who live in Western Canada,
Yeah.
and even in Western United States, so the television is much better. we used to always just see the Western teams.
True.
Yes, you'd see the morning Eastern team, like one, they pick one to show you, and then you'd see the Western teams, which is why they had to make NFL Sunday tickets, because I can't watch the Chargers. I can't watch the 49ers anymore.
Can't stand it
I
anymore.
just can't do it. It's like growing up, you had to watch Toronto and Montreal.
Right. Well,
So
in
I
Hockey
just-
Night Canada,
I just
yeah.
can't now.
Yeah, I mean, right up until
I have a choice now.
up until 1970 in Canada, we had to watch either Toronto Maple Leafs or the Montreal Canadiens every Saturday.
Every
night.
Saturday.
It's one of those two teams because those are the
Yeah.
only two Canadian teams. Then they brought in Vancouver. Yeah, okay. When Toronto went to Vancouver, it was all right. But then they brought in Calgary, Edmonton, Winnipeg. Now at least we have a little more variety. In Canada,
You know I can talk sports all day, but how's the market?
well, the market was up 650 points first thing this morning, but we're up 491 right now. So we backed
Earnings
off
week.
150. Yeah, bank earnings came out this morning with a few
And
more,
Friday.
and it was all right.
This
And
is
then
switching Friday.
and tomorrow we have a lot of earnings this week. This is
Yeah.
a big week for earnings. Tesla's this week comes up this week. Next week, I think we get a lot of tech earnings. Coming.
This is the third Friday.
That'll be coming up
That's
next
it.
Friday. Yeah, next
No,
this Friday. This Friday,
21st.
third Friday. That's right. Yeah, we're getting a lot of earnings this month.
Stuff.
This is earnings month now. Yeah,
There you go.
it's happening. It's happening. Yeah, 491 right now is what we're up on the Dow
Okay.
after being up about 650.
And the other guys up
It's
too?
been 31 minutes. What's that?
NASDAQ up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody else up.
Yeah, we're up. The Nasdaq was up 3.25. It's now up 3%. S&P's up 2.4. The Dow is up like 2.2. It's up 1.7. They backed off a little, but this is to be expected. The question is, now that we're through the first 31 minutes, the second half hour,
That first
is
watching
there
hours.
now selling coming in for profit taking already? Is there follow through buying to take this market higher or hold this market? This is what I've been wondering. I've been just saying to everybody,
Inquiring minds want to know.
right, and I've been saying to everybody, this morning's nice opening is your opportunity to write calls. If any of you who've been trying to write calls on Friday couldn't, you're doing it now. You should be doing it now, getting your calls written as this
All
backs
those
off.
weekend orders have been filled.
Well, and if this market comes back to being plus 150, some of these stocks could be down a half a buck, $2. You know, you already want to have written your contracts
That's right.
at the high here.
So
Just saying.
what have you wanted for a bagel?
Wow, what are we going to do for bagel? We're in a new location, a new top secret location with a new backdrop. There's a green screen back here from the old days.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well, yes.
yeah.
You know,
Because we're in Creston.
it keeps them on their toes.
We're in Creston. We all know, everybody knows we're still in Creston.
Keeps them on their
But
toes.
they think we're in Calgary. They think we're at
They're
a.
so silly.
Oh, they're just so silly. But I'm thinking a toasted bagel this morning.
Okay.
But I'm thinking just good old cheese whiz today.
Cheese whiz for a Monday.
Yeah, just like a
Going
really,
out there.
really well toasted bagel, like
Okay.
really well toasted
Mhm.
with the old cheese whiz on there, the melted butter, and
Butter.
it should just be
Drippy.
delish
Okay.
or so. Madam, thank
Heart
you.
attack on a bagel.
Heart attack on a stick.
Come on.
Oh my. What can I say? Oh, kids. What can I tell you about all the fun times we have up here? Thank you all for joining us, being with us today. It's great to have you. We're going to see if this market has any staying power, or was this a dead cat bounce this morning? Was this just a 650 knee-jerk reaction jump, and now we're going to give it up? What's happening? GameStop 25.75 right now. Been trying for the high of the day here. Yep. High of the day, 25.80 is the high of the day. We're at 25.79. We've only had a 55-cent range today. We really haven't done much in volatility, but that's where we're at. Mirko, right now, they are talking about maybe putting up a division with 4 teams in Europe, something like 2 in London, 1 Germany, 1 the fourth only Godel knows. Let's see if that ever happens. Well, we'll find out. DQ Gowdy, I got it. Nick, Brian, neat. Smithers, they were saying Burns, sir. Excellent, says Mr. Burns. Excellent. Release the hounds. Yes, indeed. Up 492 on the Dow Jones. Amazon up 539. Tesla is up $10 to 215. Apple up 340. GameStop at 25.83, 25.92 right now is the high of the day. I think 25.92.94, 25.94 right at the moment. The volume on GameStop is 570,000. It's 140,000 pre-split volume in the first 35 minutes. Not great, but it's at the high of the day, 25.96. I won't take that away from it. It's 25.96 for the high of the day so far today on GameStop. There you go. Okay. 25.98 even got up there for a minute. It's right now 25.92. We'll see what kind of staying power there is. Nick, what if Uncle Bruce never lived in Creston? What if he's never been to Palm Springs? He's never been to Vegas, never been to Europe. What if he's been bouncing around his mansion in the Cayman Islands the whole time? You can't fool me, Uncle Bruce. I know where you're hanging, buddy. I know your game plan, DQ, and now Uncle Bruce gets it. Gowdy. I can see anything happening in the NFL these days. I remember when sports leagues wanted nothing to do with gambling. Now gambling owns them, and they have teams in Vegas. What a world. Yes. Zed, for GameStop, $27 November 25s, sold for $305. You think that was an okay move? Riding 27s for $305, not a bad move for November 27. That's 5 weeks. Not bad. Not bad at all. Picking up some cash. Thank you very much. Let the gambler gamble on a $27 contract. Yeah, not you. Beautiful. 556 gain on the Dow. It's trying to go higher. We'll see if it does anymore to that. We're up 90 on the S&P. We're up 335 on NASDAQ. We're up 3.25% NASDAQ, 2.5% on S&P, 1.6% on the Dow, roughly 1.6%. We'll see what this is going to do. GameStop, 25.92. That's where she's at. 25.92, 25.93 shares. SoFi, 499.5, up 18.5 cents. High of the day, 522. It says. I haven't seen 522 today. I think 499 is the high of the day right now on 26 million shares. I think I could be wrong here on my stats. My phone might be glitching again, but it looks a little better. Splair, I would write on SoFi 2 or 4 calls for 2 weeks, but not when it's under 510 right now. Nick, coffee went up to $4. Coffee went up to 400. Coffee went up to 400. Are you talking about the futures market? I don't know what's going on. I bought coffee yesterday at Costco. These tins, these big brown colored tins, Kirkland brand coffee, $21 something. If I recall, that's what I think I paid. I can't even remember. But I do recall last year buying those same tins under $15. But yeah, that's coffee's gone up. Matthew, I don't believe this run will last for much longer. Nazareth, he's talking about the coffee money he made today. Good for him. Nice going, Nick. Make coffee money today, buddy. 494 gain on the Dow. Yeah, we're not really certainly not surging. We did get as high as 30,311 on the Dow index. 30,311. That's the first 15 minutes of the day. We're now 30,150. So it's about 160 point pullback. So it was up 675, now 515-ish. And the low of 30,059. So we're about 100 points away from the low of the day, which is a 421 gain. And we'll see how it holds or how it rallies. We'll watch for that. Oil is up 86 cents. We're not going anywhere on oil. We're just not going anywhere at the moment on oil. All right. Tesla holding 216.33. Apple off the highs at 141.69. Looks like Apple touched 142.69. We've given up almost $1 for that, and 26.16 now on GameStop. This is high territory. 26.19 for the high. 26.16 last trade on GameStop. So it's still trying to pull off the best performance of the day. Or so they say. That's the dealio, kids. What can I tell you? Okay, here we go. And I'm just going to refresh my iPad, see if I can make it work. 496.5 on SoFi. We're up 15 cents on SoFi now. That's the best level. Or not the best level today, but that's where it's at right now. The high looks like $5 on SoFi. 26.13 on GameStop. The high 26.19, the low 26.24, up 150 at the moment. Market data showing me the Dow now up just 500, and we're up 90 on S&P, 323 on NASDAQ right now. Okay. Thank you. What else? What else going on here? Nick is saying, I'm waiting for the bagel money. Once I get that, then I'll cover it. Splair, I'm sticking to buying 500 grams of Starbucks coffee beans for 10 euros in the Netherlands, or 250 grams for 8 euros from Starbucks shops in Germany. Yikes, expensive stuff, isn't it? Sure is. Well, coffee is coffee. You gotta enjoy it. Gotta love it. I've already had my coffee. I'm now drinking my caffeine-free Diet Coke. I had my big mega double cup. I'm good. I'm good. I'm wired. I'm there. Although I can't stop yawning. I'm so tired. Beach Boy. Hi, Uncle Bruce. Is the move up a good timing to roll over a few of these December 16, 26.25s or 27.50s? Not yet. I would not be worrying about that at this point. No. If they want to go to the shares want to go to 27.5, 28, then it's worth a look. But right now, I'm not too worried about this. And with a 556 gain on this market, okay, we're near the high-ish, kind of sort of around, but we're not exploding out further. Let's see what this brings us. To get the itch taken care of. I hear you. It just cross those arms, big fella. Coyote, I'm not rolling out of the money. I'm not rolling. There you go. Yeah, you got to be in the money. You don't want to bother at this point. These are just fluctuations we tolerate. Some better than others, Beach Boy. I understand that, my friend. But what can I say? Okay. Thank you, one and all, for being here today. I hope you enjoyed the China rant. I do that at great personal risk, I mean, I pick on China all the time at great personal risk to my safety. I mean, these people can hunt me down anytime they want, I mean, how hard is it? How easy is it? How hard is it for me to hide? It's tough. I'm pretty big, Although at 4'8", I guess I can duck, but still, I can be tracked down, I do this for you. I'm doing this for you. Splair sounds expensive, but it's enough for 1 or 2 months and 2 to 3 coffees a day. A casual Starbucks coffee costs already €5, so it's cheap somehow, I guess. DQ, the China rants are the real reason Bruce keeps changing locations, you see? Trying to stay ahead of the secret police of the Chinese government. Now the undisclosed locations make sense, you see? Zed, that contract I just sold got $12.50 US. Now what do I do with this cash? Sit on the money looking for pullbacks. Just sit on the dough. Beach Boy, China rant. What China rant? Yeah, man. Yeah, I want you guys building cash. I want you to have lots of cash on hand, whether you're going to do rollovers, whether you're going to acquire deep in the money calls and do poor man covered call writing, whether you're going to buy cheap Bargoon stock when it comes available. I don't know.
Smells so good.
Jen, thank you so much. Can I get a topper on this guy here?
Maybe.
If that's possible. Oh, thank you so much. What a wonderful sound for the folks out there to hear. All you kids out there, gather around the big TV. Jen's got a message for you. Oh, man. Mm-mm. These toasted sesame seeds. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Oh, you get these toasting. You get them hot enough, and they start to crisp up. And then you can really taste the sesame seed on there. If you just warm them up in a toaster, you don't even need to put sesame seeds on your bagel. They'll be flavorless. When you get them in the toaster and you get them really
There you
crispy,
go.
they start to roast. And roasted
Are
sesame
you
seeds.
extolling on the virtues of sesame seeds again?
I'm extolling on the virtues to make sure you newbies understand what the hell life's all about. Right, Jen?
Goodbye.
Thanks, Auntie Jen.
Go make money.
Make money. That's
Make
right.
money, everybody.
Okay. Man, love eating a bagel. So good. Thank you, everybody. DQ. There's no China rent. Beach Boy. I guess it is with the lamp. Karen, I sold one GameStop cover call January 20, 28.75s, 470. Wish I had more shares. Zeta State Beach Boy. Every time Uncle Bruce rants on China, I buy one share of GameStop. Tiff, why in the world would someone like to buy Starbucks coffee? It's freaking expensive. It tastes below mediocre. Any discount coffee is better. DQ Steelers win. Jen doesn't hit. There you go, Nick. Uncle Bruce on our next meet and greet. Let's have some good toasted bagels. Beach Boy. Peter Zihan, keep pushing the narrative that China will, what D-list falls apart this decade. I think Uncle Bruce secretly communicates with him. Okay. We're up 619 again on the Dow. GameStop 2610. High of 2619 on GameStop. Oh boy. 603 gain on the Dow right now. 102 on S&P, 353 on NASDAQ. Tasty. GameStop 2601. You can write 26s, 27s, 2625. There's a lot of options out there you can write on. I should coordinate a meet and greet in Palm Springs where I bought those bagels. And then we can just take over the entire bagel shop. And you guys can go to the counter and pick off whatever you want, take it home with you. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. Oh, lovely. Yeah. There you go. Lovely. Yeah, we'll have to do some scouting down there. See what we can find out. Where can we set up a meet and greet for easy for you to get to and come on by and whatever works out. Mm. Look at the SoFi 501. Mm-mm. Thumbs up. 193 is in the house. Boris, number 194. Thank you, Deuce Caboose. Boris, thank you, guys. The 200 thumbs ups are coming in, baby. They're coming in. GameStop, 26.15, it looks like. Up 26.27, new high on GameStop now. I love it when stock goes up. It's great. Mm-mm-mm. Rock and roll. 26, 28. Definitely better. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Right on, boys. Making money. $26.24. Good old GameStop. Go, GameStop, go. Up 621 on the Dow. Okay. $502 on SoFi. Woohoo. Wonderful. Thank you all for being here this morning. Great to have you here. 26.36 on GameStop. Going up. Yay. 203 thumbs up. Yeah. Thank you. Mm, 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 mm. So good. Uncle Bruce, Constantine says, I looked at other stock option premiums. Although the stock price is way higher than GameStop, the premiums were almost the same. It's just because of volatility on GameStop. Yep. Yeah, hype as well, says Gary. Albert, I'm here. What the heck is going on with this green market? Second question, did Herschel arrest anybody? He wore that, what was that, honorary police badge or something? Herschel Walker. Wow. I just cannot comment on U.S. politics. I don't want to do it. Don't want to do it. Brian, Coyote, you are wild. There you go. For a 573 point gain on the Dow. We got GameStop at 26.25 now. This is around the high of the day here. Let's see if I can get this to refresh here. 26.38 is the high of the day. 26.31 is where we're trading at, I think. That's what I think we're doing. GameStop volume today. Pardon me. GameStop volume today. 947,000, which is still under 250,000 pre-split. It's really quiet. 26.31 last trade. The Dow is up 572 or so. Trying to hang around this 500-600 point gain today. We'll see if this lasts. We're just coming into the first hour of trading. Finally, just coming through the first hour. Alberto's laughing, Cody. The football guy with the pudding brain. Michael, I hear you, Bruce. It's pretty ridiculous here. Olivia, pudding brain, laughing out loud. Alberto, Coyote, yep, laughing out loud. And I remember a Saturday Night Live skit from 19... oh, man, what year would this have been? 1992. Yeah, 1992. And it was George W. Bush, the father, the former vice president. He was running for president. And Michael Dukakis, who was running for president for the Democrats, former governor of Massachusetts, I guess. And Saturday Night Live did a skit, and it was a mock debate between Bush and Dukakis. And the moderator asks Bush a question, and all he said is coming together, 1,000 points of light, coming together, something like that. And the moderator said, "Oh, Mr. Bush, you still have 45 seconds to. You have 45 more seconds to speak your mind. Coming together, all's good. Kinder, gentler nation, 1,000 points of light, all good. 30 seconds, Mr. President." So he was going on saying the same thing. Finally, over to Dukakis, and he's going, "I can't believe I'm losing to this guy." Brains versus George Bush is an okay guy, but what can you do? And here in politics today, you got a football player against another guy right now, and they're tied. What? I'm sure that the Democrats are going, we can't believe you might be losing to this guy. But there you go. I don't know. I just don't know. Wing Commander, GameStop is about to hit a descending trend line. Might cause a sell-off for our daily option flippers. 26, I think it's 26.31 or 26.20. Let me double check my devices. 26.18. We backed off from 26.38. 20-cent pullback so far on GameStop from the high. And we've got the Dow up 543 now. And that's 1.8% at the moment. Oil up 102 a barrel. Olivia, the American politics are very theatrical. Oh, it's all TV, baby. It's all TV. Unreal. Yeah. Amazing. We have our own unique people up here in Canada. The province with which I live, the elected premier resigned, And the party had an election campaign for a new leader, which would automatically make that leader premier of the province, governor of our area. And they just completed that 2 weeks ago, and we got the Looney Tune candidate, Danielle Smith. She's an anti-vaxxer. She's our premier, the one candidate that was out there, elected by 80,000 party members, of which 50,000 are not in the two biggest cities of the province. We have 4.5 million people in the province. 3+ million, 3.5 million live in the two largest cities, and 1 million are spread out over all the farms and country towns all around the province. That's where most of the party members are. And they elected her as the leader of the party, which makes her the premier until an election is called here in the next year or so. And the city I'm in, Calgary, the city in Edmonton, we're going, we didn't vote for her. We voted for the guy who quit. We're going to have a Looney Tune game here for the next year or two. In the meantime, the opposition party up here is the NDP, which is the Labour Party, essentially. That's run by Rachel Notley, who was once premier of this province. She had a one term. She became premier, and then she lost the election to the guy who just resigned. And she's waiting in the wings. And I have a strong suspicion we're going to have an NDP government when they call an election eventually, because Miss Looney Tune is not going to get the votes. I just don't think so. Not from the urban centers. Maybe the rural voters, but it won't be enough. It's going to be a most interesting couple of years around here. Unbelievable. We're such a forgiving land, you know. Canada and America, we're such forgiving people. We allow anybody to become a politician. It's true. And when they say anyone can become the president of the United States, it's true. Anybody. Unbelievable. Anyway, what am I going to do? What are you going to do? What else? Yep. I couldn't believe a former actor could become president. Well, that happened under Reagan. All bets are off. Let's see. What else is going on? God help you, says Olivia. The actor? Nick, Uncle Bruce, I wrote 1,000 SoFi November 22, 5.5 call for 27. I know I should have waited for earnings, but I'm doing it for a day trade. And Nick, you're in your own world. I know you're doing it your way. Beach Boy, love those Looney Tunes when I was 5. Touch Grass, Bread and Circus. Tiff, Spire is on the run. Mirko, Michael H, Back to the Future. Deuce, Sing It, Tiffy. JJ's changed my stink offer. GameStop 12/16/22, 26.25 covered call, sell to open, limit 475. There you go. Okay. Hawkeye, Uncle Bruce. So we keep following our best price spreads even into the February, March 23 territory, saying quiet part out loud. So we keep following our best price spreads. Well, you know, I would prefer you stay December or closer, or January or closer. But I mean, you get some really good deals out there. You can always do that too. Just keep an eye on this market. 26.24 here on the GameStop. I think we touched 26.38. Let me double check. Yeah, that was the high. 26.38. We're 26.25 now on GameStop. If it's GameStop you're referring to, I just mentioned GameStop. 545 gain, 555 gain on the Dow Jones. Tesla's up 1296. SoFi 505 up 24. Nice to see SoFi up a bit. HPQ is up 30 to 25.74, but it's backed off from its high. Rocket Lab is up 27 cents. AMC is up 36. Ape up 6, so that's 42 cents combined. Moderna 137.86. We've got ME up 16 cents. Matterport up 27. ATIP up 4. SmartRent up 12. Spire up a dime, and Sextera up 3. So all the former SPACs have been getting a bit of a lift here. Happy to see that. Robinhood up 55. Vanik is up 438. IBM up 233. Microsoft up $8. Goldman up 657. Google is up 388. Meta up 447. Twitter up 24 cents. Bed Bath Beyond up 30 cents. And Royal Caribbean up $1.11 right now. Target up 340. JP Morgan up 379. Costco's up 971. Walmart up 191. Nvidia up 488 to 117.15. There we go. Disney up $3, back to 97. American Airlines holding a 13-cent gain, and Netflix up $14 today to 244. And there you have it. The Dow now up 520 points, backing up a little bit again from the highs, but still holding okay. Hawkeye's going okay. Yes, totally right, Tiff. Deuce Caboose, no need. I already jinxed it. Deuce, Tiff Spire is starting to get recognized more and more and mentioned in articles with bigger names. She's getting primed here. Dude, I'm only looking at premium in these contracts. It's got to be nice, $3-4. It's going to be a nice $3-4 free. The Deuce Caboose, Tiff volume already at the 10-day average. Interesting stuff. 548 gain on the Dow. We've got GameStop at 26.29, 26.31. High of the day, 26.38. Okay. SoFi 504, up 24 cents on officially now 10.4 million volume. That sounds a lot more like it. This is near the high of the day, 505. It's the high of the day on SoFi, up 24. Giddy up. Go SoFi, go. I'd love to see it go up $1.50 this week, $1.50 next week. Come up with the earnings, go up another $2, and we're at $10 a share. And let's talk about writing $10, $11, and $12 contracts. That would be a lovely discussion to have with a bunch of you on this channel. The old SoFi. Let's see if that can happen. Why not? Why not, I say. Yes. Anyway, there you go. And in the meantime, yes, indeed. Let's hope the others really take a run. We got Matterport up 26 to 366. ATIP up 4 to 105. Smart Rent 235 up 11. Spire up 11 to 119. Go, guys, go. Just start running ridiculously. Thank you very much. That would be beautiful. Okay. Yep, we want some moves here. The SoFi average is 754. Coyote, let's get running on that one. Yeah, 505. Let's go higher. 552 gain on the Dow. Amazon is holding a 627 gain at 113. 112.68, I guess. We've got Tesla up $12 to 217. The high of the day, 226, and has not, no, 218 actually, has not been able to hold the high of the day yet. It's at that was 218. We're 217.02 now. Apple 141.60, and we're up 3 something. GameStop 26.33. I think we're pushing the high again. SoFi 504. HBQ 25.66, up 22 cents at the moment. Matthew, I got to run, everybody. I'll see you at the closing hour. Enjoy your day. Thank you, Matthew, for being here. All of you. Thank you, all of you today who've been joining the channel. A number of you have renewed your memberships. And a few of you are becoming brand new members. Love having you guys. Thank you for these thumbs up, by the way. 211 have now come in. The begging has worked to get me to 200. And now 11 additional have come through. Thank you for hitting that thumbs up button. And you folks on the rerun, thank you for adding to this total. I appreciate this. Helping this show get discovered out there. And we'll bring more followers in, new option writers, with ideas and thoughts and everything else. Love it. There's power in numbers on this channel for sure. Thank you all. 549 is the gain on the Dow. This is my second show of the day. I got 3 more to make. 3 o'clock with you here, and then I got 2 shows on Traveling with Bruce, my other channel. 7 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Eastern over there. So long day for me today, but it's always a fun day on Monday. Come on, folks, come on in. Alberto, Tesla killing me softly, crossing my arms. Yeah, don't do anything, Alberto. Just sit back. Sit back. The stock, they'll come out with their earnings this week, and then Elon is going to sell stock. And a 190.95 range would not be a surprise to me at all. Not at all. So just sit tight and do nothing. There you go. Cross those arms on Tesla. Interesting. See what gives here. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us. Appreciate it very much. I'll see you at 3 o'clock this afternoon as we finish off the day together for Monday, October the 17th. Alex, you might all know this, but I'm just reading Spire signed a deal with Virgin Orbit. The publicity might be what's pushing up the price on Spire. Spire first trade was giving me the alert. SoFi 5% up. They now I can write $4 calls, but I wait for better premium until October 28 or until the earnings week after that. Right on, Spire. Wait, that's right. 506 on SoFi, up 25 cents. GameStop 26.33. The high of the day 26.38. Right on. Good stuff, kids. You gotta love it. Up 534 on the Dow now. HPQ up 20 cents. All right, guys. I'll see you this afternoon at 3 o'clock today. Thanks for your support, and let's close this market together at 3 this afternoon. Bye for now.